Thank you, all of you, and welcome. We're very happy that you could join us this morning. A little bit of about PG&E. We've been providing natural gas and electric service to the communities in California for over 100 years. The communities we serve are among the most multicultural and diverse within the state. PG&E recognizes that in serving our very diverse customer base, effective communication really stems from understanding and respecting how different cultural and customs shape our customers' needs.
There are these issues in the world that we as people of color and reporters of concern of our community need to take ownership of these issues and get involved with how the stories are told. So that's why I've been interested in subjects like energy and genetics, and that's why I'm happy that we can work with New America Media to involve our communities of color to look at these issues, and that's where you come in.
All right, so if you guys are ready, let's go.
We're at a wind farm in Altamont, and what we're looking at is about 34 wind turbines who produce roughly 78 megawatts of energy.
With NextEra Energy, we like to develop the wind farms, and then we hire someone else to build them. Once it's built, we own the farm, we operate it. So now we have NextEra Energy technicians that are maintaining the turbines. The energy from this wind farm is sold to Pacific Gas and Electric, PG&E, and it goes out and they use that to serve the load of their customers.
One of the main questions I had was how much energy is produced here, and what does it cost to produce this kind of energy? What does 78 megawatts represent in practical terms?
In renewable energy, we always talk about number of homes, but that obviously depends. What kind of light bulbs you have, what washer and dryer, how many kids you have. But generally speaking, they'll say a megawatt will run up to 300 homes. When you go through the Altamont, you guys probably are seeing it. But there's just all different types of turbines. But this is the latest repower. Our company owns a lot of the older turbines. So what we'd like to do is come in and continue repowering, continue taking out lots of old turbines and putting in a few new turbines. But it's the markets that determine that, and we'll see if that happens or not.
So we are at the Stroud Solar Station in Fresno. So we drove around the perimeter of this solar station, which is 1 mile by 1 mile.
We have 88,400 panels here on site. Without the wind, but this kind of, if it was a little warmer, that's probably the perfect time to get the radiance on the panels and get the most efficiency or output out of the panels. So from the combiner box in the field, they're all underground, in conduit, comes up on the DC side, direct current. So then inside here, we got equipment in there that converts it to AC. So then this is gonna be our alternating current. Our AC side is what the utility uses back to our grid.
So I've never seen one of these solar farms before in person, so it was really great to be able to see just the scale of it and see where it's situated and kind of understand that part of how it fits into our system.
So we are at the Spring Hill Hotel in Fresno. We had a wonderful dinner program last night. PG&E invited 2 speakers to talk about the water challenge California is facing right now.
I believe it's the driest January till May on record in California history. This is just a graph showing the decrease, so this is percent snowpack.
But what's happening now is the technology allows us to detect and treat at near molecular levels, which is kind of a new thing, and it's creating all kinds of issues.
And also the speakers talk a lot about this aspect that a lot of people didn't have much knowledge about.
What we have found out is that energy is becoming more efficient. For example, at the wind farm yesterday, we learned that it takes fewer windmills to generate the same amount of electricity that several hundred were doing before. At the solar panel farm yesterday, we learned that the price of solar panels has dropped dramatically in the last 3 years. Fresno County has, the Board of Supervisors has taken a stance where they want to promote solar farms. Farmland that is not being used anymore, either because of lack of water or because the soil is not good for raising crops. We're going to find out today about hydroelectricity, and maybe there's new innovations into making that operation, the generation of electricity, more efficient.
We are at the Helms Power Station. We took a tour of their facility, which is a hydroelectric plant.
So we have a series of tunnels, and what we can do is we can either take water from Wishon and put it to Courtright, or we can take it from Courtright and put it to Wishon. Right now, that lake is really low, you'll see, and this one's really full. We're storing the water up here so that later in the summer, we can have water to generate for the heat of summer in Fresno. It's about the only way you can quote unquote store electricity. Basically, this is where it starts in generation mode. So this is about where the water comes in, and then it goes down and splits into three, and it provides water for all three of our turbines. This is called the turbine pit. Below us is where the water comes in and pushes on the turbine to spin this shaft, which connects to the generator above us.
It's good for me as far as getting background about what are the types of non-fossil fuel burning energy. It was actually really interesting and really informative, and gave me like a interesting perspective that I didn't have of how PG&E worked, and just the people involved, and how committed they are to their particular segment, whether it's hydroelectric or solar or wind, and all the little things that go into creating energy for California.
The reason we're doing a story on the future energy use of the Central Valley is because there's a lot of poverty in the area. The Latino population is the majority in 5 counties in this area, and so obviously they are going to have a huge impact on the energy needs of Central California. As we know, solar and wind energy are coming into play more often. What I'm going to be looking at is how the Latino community is going to be serviced by this.
My topic is going to be about energy and economy, because for the Chinese community, economy is like an issue that most people are concerned of, especially when there are more and more investments and also partnerships between the US and China involving the renewable energy technology.